Hello everyone, this is Singy from the Sanctum of the Soul, and today I've got Karen K's Oracle of the Fairies. Um, this was supposed to arrive, I think, at least a month ago, but the order got cancelled after the publication and I wasn't sure why. So I reordered and it has arrived. I did get a refund from that first cancellation. So here we go. I first ordered this together with the botanical oracles um, that I got, and that was during my phase with working with fairies. Of course, they're still around, but here we go. Yeah, so I am pretty excited because I've been waiting for it for quite a while, and the one card that I've seen on Karen K's Instagram has been beautiful, so let's see how it goes. This is of course by Hay House, so the box is going to fit in very nicely with all the other Hay House boxes. Yeah, so it's a 44 card deck, which I appreciate. We are seeing decks with like 24 cards, 36 cards, and I'm not really a fan of too few cards because I feel like we're getting shortchanged. So let me just slide that open. Oh, good. So, as you can see, the box is there is embossing on the box, which makes it so beautiful. The color is really vibrant. I'm under fluorescence lighting, so it's not the most vibrant, but it is gorgeous in real life, and the artwork is by Ginger Kelly. So, for those of you who don't know, Karen K is quite high profile, especially in Australia, I think, for working with fairies. And so she has appeared in podcasts and other programs with the like of Lucy Cavendish. So she's no, she's not a newcomer, but this is her first ever Oracle deck, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. So this reminds me, the whole texture of the box reminds me of Doreen Virtue's deck. No offense to Karen K, I'm just talking about the texture, and I know a lot of people will start getting their claws out whenever I, mention Doreen Virtue. So this is a very interesting cover. It says, "May you discover your fairy wings inside the sanctuary of your precious heart." Pretty nice message. And the guidebook. Oh, good. No cling wrap in there. So the guidebook is your typical Hay House guidebook. Nice spreads, pretty detailed. Very nice. And that is Karen K, known as the Fairy Lady for her powerful connection to these magical beings. She runs the Three Wishes Fairy Festival and is editor-in-chief of Fae magazine, both celebrating all things fairy. So, as I was saying, well, she is from the UK, it seems, but she's famous in Australia. So anyway, so here we go. The deck itself, and that's just your generic box. So, deck seems to be in okay condition, apart from that obvious scratch right there. Otherwise, it seems okay. Yeah, probably going to break this since it's paper. Oh, that worked. Okay. So the backs are symmetrical, so if you want to do a reversed reading, you can. Although there doesn't seem to be a reversed meaning in the guidebook if you're inclined to use the guidebook. Yeah, so you can do it, of course, regardless if you're intuitive. You can see the scratches here, just a little bit disappointing. Alright, let's get to the cards. So right here you can see the damage. Yeah, the cards are damaged. Right, so let me just take a snapshot of this. Right, okay, now let's look at the deck. Borderless, very nice. Abundance, prepare yourself for incoming abundance, okay. Okay, so the card stock is pretty decent, pretty thick, and they aren't slippery, which I like. But that also means it's going to be a bit harder to shuffle. So they aren't sticking, I hope. They are a little. Okay. Wow, okay, that's some powerful sticking. Okay, no damage, thankfully. Ask for help. Angels are celestial beings, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. So this is very cross-discipline, cross-modality, and I love it. A lot of people tend to, well, a lot of decks tend to stick to one theme. So if it's fairies throughout. So I love that there is that interaction with other entities outside of fairies. I love it. Yeah, just this, I love this card. And then believe in magic. Fairy of the Northern Lights. Okay. Celebration. Such a beautiful card. I love dark forests with like bright trees. I love it. And that's come together. Divination. Okay, it's sticking again. Have we gotten to the part with the damage? No, not yet. Okay, ugh. Ugh. I really hate that sound. You never know if something's... Ugh. Oh, God. Okay. So, fairy spotting. Find balance. Flourish. Friendship. Go outside. Healing. Ugh. Hidden depths. Hope. So let me try this. No, it's not working. So I'm just going to do this card by card and hope nothing sticks too much. Okay, this one's dangerous. Jesus. Okay. Inner child. Inspiration. Journey. Oh, love this card. Life Energy. Okay. Light. Look in a book. Lost and Found. Magical Blessings. Magical Gateway. Manifestation. Moderation. So one thing I'm seeing right now is this, it's got this old school kind of very old school I am going to say Doreen Virtue again, not for the energy but for the style of art. Obviously I would prefer this to Doreen Virtue's decks, even in terms of artwork, but it's just got this vibe, like I don't know if it's the usual white woman on every card kind of vibe, but it's just this old school kind of vibe, which I'm not saying it's bad because I think it's quite endearing, but I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, I think it's that, the facial expressions as well, the slightly Pan Am kind of smile. I do love that for every card you've got a corresponding color. Oh god, you've got you can see that the borders, well, the bezel, if you will, has a different corresponding color, and I think it's beautifully done. Motivation, music, and nature signs. Love the animals. New beginning. See, this is exactly what I mean, and I think you know what I mean, I hope. Precious time. Slightly steampunk here. Fairy of Time. Oh, there's another card in there. There we go. Protect your dreams. Ah, this is the card that appeared on Instagram. So I fell in love with this card because on the Instagram video where this was unveiled, she held it under this dappling sunlight that was streaming through the trees, and it just looked so amazing. It looked so magical. Like, it was like fairy light was literally dancing across the card, and because of that I feel like my video's not doing this deck justice at the moment because I am under fluorescent light. If you take this out during sunlight, it's going to look gorgeous. I think the colors will pop out more in sunlight, and I think that's a beautiful kind of metaphor because of how, you know, fairies are very natural, so, you know, natural entities, so when natural lighting seems to make the energy pop out, and even the physical colors are popping out more. So I am slightly concerned by the quality of production. As you can see here, there's damage again. Really kind of disappointing. And you can see it here as well. All these. Pure intention. So the artwork is great, but I feel like Hay House is letting us down again. For this. Shine from Within. Solitude. Stargazing. Temptation. transformation. So I paused at this because this is a male fairy, and again, fairies. When we think of fairies, in the current in the current new age climate, should I say, most of it is female. As you can see, even in this deck, I think there were about 3 or 4 male fairies at the most, and an angel. So I don't think that fairies are inherently feminine in energy, so that is a bit that is a bit disappointing in terms of energy balance. Yeah, and this is like the only person of color in the deck, I think. Not that I'm not a stickler for representation, so I am just pointing this out in case anyone if anyone's concerned about it. I want to provide the most point out the most details that as I can. I think that's the best way to do a review. So if you agree with any of the things that I'm saying, feel free to point it out, to leave a comment. If you don't agree, feel free to tell me as well. Yeah, I think we are all adults and we can handle disagreements and agreements in a civil manner. So tree wisdom, wait for winter wisdom. Okay, let's see. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. So this doesn't actually tell you anything. So if you are... anyway, have you ever been told that you're wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom. Okay, this makes sense, but this one, I'm not entirely sure this is a very useful statement. Yeah, so like wish wisely, that's an advice. It's very clear and to the point, but cards like these make me wonder if there is a point to the card at all. So let me just see if it's here. Okay, so this is the same thing that's printed on the card, and then this tree dryad invites you to tune into the ancient tree wisdom, allow it to imbue into your aura. Okay, hugging a tree is a direct, great way. Okay, so the advice is here, so that's fine. I take it back. So you might need to use the guidebook in this case, in this deck, because of how vague it can be. Not everyone is familiar with the same fairies that Karen K calls or invokes or works with, so you can see the bit of damage here as well. So you're not everyone is familiar with it, so we are not entirely sure what it means. So I would suggest using the guidebook when doing readings with this deck. Okay, so as customary, I am going to do a reading for a matter that I've been considering. So let's just okay. There we go. Motivation. Which card was it? This one. Look in the book, and I am feeling that. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Light. Okay. Lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Okay. So. Okay. Motivation. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. There's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. So this is a very clear answer to that. And look in a book. Whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. Mm-hmm. The Fairy Queen of Light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. So this is going to be a very light-based deck. Um, so once again, not the most balanced in terms of energies. So this makes a pretty picture, doesn't it? So anyway, it reads very well, as you can see, very direct and straight to the point. So I do enjoy a deck that you can read very well with, that gives you a bit of insight, perhaps a bit of advice. So yeah, if you don't mind the primarily feminine imagery, which I'm sure most of us don't really mind if we're not a stickler for balance, yeah, so I personally enjoy the deck. The cards are beautiful. You look at the cards, they just look so effortlessly gorgeous, and I am sure to, you know, in the morning I am going to take it out, go somewhere with trees and do a reading somewhere under a tree maybe, because I am pretty sure that under sunlight these cards are going to be absolutely amazing. So the quality of the cards were, well, it was a bit disappointing. You can see that there were scratches on multiple cards. There were dents in the side of the deck. I'm not sure how that happened, but yeah, so do take note that the deck did not arrive perfect in condition. The box arrived perfectly, but the cards did not. So I'm pretty sure it's a production issue. And I do hope that Hay House gets its shit together and, you know, does a better job at ensuring quality, because I get that you're printing a lot of decks, but none of the decks are particularly cheap. I mean, we are paying, you know, $20-$30 per deck, and I would expect at the very least that none of the cards are damaged when they arrive. I think it's basic courtesy to your customers as well, because, you know, in every other industry, customers would demand perfection from the products, and I don't see why we should just stay silent and accept damaged goods just because it's a new age spiritual product. That said, I do enjoy the deck, and I really hope that I am the only one who got damaged decks. Well, a damaged deck, but I'm pretty sure that's highly unlikely. So yeah, that's it for the review today. I'm keeping this here because I feel like this is a perfect... This looks so good on camera. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it has been useful. And thank you for watching. This is Singy from the Sanctum of the Soul, and have a wonderful day ahead. Goodbye.